the Instagram is telling me that it's informing the followers. Hey, so another Tuesday. Hey. So another Tuesday down. And I'm going to talk about what happened on Friday. And then briefly, I'm going to talk about my doctor's appointment today. So many of you know that I fainted on Friday. And I'll explain to you the sequence of events. So how it went down was I woke up shaking, like I had a fever or something. Well, previously, let me step back. I went to bed with a slight headache. My incision here was hurting. So my original incision is on the right side, and then the synthetic or the tissue expander was put in through here. So I have another incision here, but the tissue expander is like off to the side and up here. So it's stretching my skin from here. So the plastic surgeon did say that it might start to pull. Hey. So the doctor did say that it might start to pull the original incision. So when I went to bed on Thursday night, I was feeling, I had a headache and I had a slight pain here. So I just figured it was from the original incision being pulled by the tissue expander. So like I said, on Friday morning, I woke up like trembling and shaking, like as if I had a fever, and I just did not feel well at all. And then when I woke up, this pain had gone from a slight pain to a throb. So then I got up, because I usually get up and take my son to school at 8 a.m. along with my mom. She's the one that drives. So I went to the bathroom out in our hallway, which is not the bathroom in my room. And I did what I needed to do. And when I came out, I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it to the school today. So I started walking back to my bed, to my bed. And when I started walking back, I called out Mom. And I was going to tell her that I don't feel well and I can't go. And right when I made it to my bed, I do remember laying down. And the moment I laid down, I passed out. But thankfully, I wasn't out for too long. My mom said it was like 20 to 30 seconds. And while she was trying to get me to come to, I did come to. And I was able to call 911 and have the paramedics come. So by the time the paramedics came, I didn't have a fever. So I don't know if I had a fever, an actual fever, because by the time they got there, I mean, from the time I woke up to the time that they got, it must have been half an hour. So they did take my temperature. I didn't have a fever. It was normal. It was 98.6. And my blood pressure was normal, what it usually is. It was about 120 over 80-ish, which is my normal. And so, yeah, and I was responding. I had, nothing seemed to be wrong. So they took me to the hospital. My mom took my son to school, and then she met me at the hospital. And by the time that I got there, they told me the plan of attack. They were going to take CAT scans, because I told them immediately, obviously. I told them that I have a history of the aneurysm, and I also have another potential aneurysm. So they were very quick to respond. And they took urine test, blood test, and an ultrasound of my heart, and then sent me for a CAT scan. So by the time Mom got back, she had just gotten there when they took me for a CAT scan. So by the time my dad came and his wife, I had been done with everything, and the doctors came and said that everything looked normal, that all the tests came back normal, And by then, I don't know if this area was swollen before, but that's when I realized I touched it. I felt like when I bite down, when I clenched my jaw, I felt it hurt. So I touched it and I felt it swollen. And all this area in here, up to here, was swollen. And I had them go look at the CAT scan again. Came back normal. And they went again. 3 times they looked at it, and they even called my neurosurgeon. And he said that as long as everything looked normal, then there's just no extra imaging that he was going to call for. So yeah, thankfully, I mean, I was afraid that it was an infection. I mean, there's no sign of infection. Everything is dry and healing as it should, and it's not red or anything. So although it doesn't look like an infection, I was afraid that it could be an infection because I've been down that route before. And thankfully, I mean, the blood test came back normal and the CAT scan came back normal. So thankfully, it wasn't an infection. So they sent me home. So yes, by the time I made it home, throughout the weekend, the swelling had gone down from like here to here, and then in my eyebrow, and then to around my eye. But talking to the neurosurgeon today, it's just normal of swelling as it makes its way down. So today, I went to the neurosurgeon, and he did tell me that then I expected that it was from the pulling that it caused the sudden, like, that pain that I was feeling was from the pulling of the tissue expander, and that all of a sudden I had a fever for whatever reason, and I had a drop in blood pressure all of a sudden, and that's what made me faint. And he confirmed that yes, that's what it was. And the fever, he said, sometimes it happens, along with maybe you just already woke up with a low blood pressure, and then maybe that even caused the shaking and the chills. So he opened up the CAT scan again when I was there in his office today. He said he showed me and walked me through each image, and he said it looks normal. There's your original aneurysm. This is your small aneurysm, which is still very small. So there's nothing to worry about. The reason, excuse me, I have to sneeze. Oh, I thought it was one coming. The reason why you fainted wasn't aneurysm related. So, gosh, it was definitely really scary, for sure. So he gave me all good news today. He's going to talk to the plastic surgeon about how much longer that we need to stretch the skin so they can put together dates for the surgery. That's coming up really soon. So, yeah, that's it. Overall, it was a good visit. It was a very good visit. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I do love my Dr. Ostogi. So yeah, it was a good visit. He did make me feel reassured that it wasn't anything serious, because when I left the hospital, I still wasn't sure. Although they told me it wasn't an infection, I didn't believe it. So just because of the swelling. So yeah, thankfully. Hey, Allie. So yeah, thankfully, everything was normal. So yeah, and he's going to talk to the plastic surgeon about how much longer we need to stretch this bad boy out. So just set a surgery date, and he did say to me that I originally he did tell me, or he even told my family, so it's not just me, that it could take 6 to 8 weeks to get the bone made. But he did tell me that it will only take 2 weeks to get the bone made. So it's coming soon. Yay! I see the lights. All right. Well, as always, you guys feel free to DM me with questions, comments. I really, really love hearing from you guys. Mwah. Now I have to go pick up my little rascal. All right. Well, overall, I'm doing much better now. Yes, thank God. Yes, thank God I did feel something coming on, and I knew to head for the bed. I know the feeling of passing out, because I've had passed out a couple of times they told me it was from dehydration, but now we know it could have been the aneurysm. So I know the feeling, and I knew to go to my bed. So now I'm doing much better, thank you, and I'm back to my normal routine. I'm back to going to the gym. I'm back to going to my therapies, and I'm just making sure with this heat and this humidity, I'm making sure to take in as much water as I possibly can. All right, love you all. So remember, send me messages with questions, with comments. I really do appreciate it. See you.